Okay, so uh Nezha is really quite good. I don't know what it is. I can't play him. I don't like playing him. I don't know if it's like a skill issue or just he's not meant for me, but I really dislike playing him. Um, but like from an objective standpoint, I know he's very good. Um, yeah, so pretty quickly. One is gonna be your Subsume. It's a nice ability for some CC, but all the other abilities that Nezha provides are a lot more beneficial and useful. Um, so not subsuming over the one is kind of just like, what are we doing? Um, so yeah, I've chosen Pillage. It's a nice survivability tool. It means that you don't have to rely on something like catalyzing shields. It opens up a mod slot for you, so there's a little bit more build variety that you can use. Um, it fits relatively nicely with the stats that you're mostly going to be aiming for, regardless of how you, of the choices you make in your build, because you always want just a little bit of range, um, negative duration, and decent strength. So you'll always get your a decent strip. You'll always get shields on casting pillage, and so on. So pillage is a really like easy choice. If you're running katas, I guess the subsume choices kind of open up depending on what you need. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess you could run raw. That would make your nuking just like that tiny bit faster, but I really don't think it would be relevant. Maybe nourish, something like that. It just opens up the options, but I think pillage is probably his best subsume. Um, the two is good. Yeah, the 2 is really good. It adds damage vulnerability, meaning that you could press 4, press 2, and the stacks that condense on the targets will just deal more damage. And when I say condense, I mean the augment for the 4, um, which condenses all, I believe, slash, toxin, and heat procs into singular instances across the spears, and then gives them damage multipliers. Um, So yeah, getting damage vulnerability is really good. It's also your energy sustain for this build, as I'm running high efficiency, meaning you don't need any real investment into sustain. I just have prime flow and equilibrium. With the 2, it's more than enough. Like you can kind of spam just brain dead. Like it helps you to press 2 on enemies that are on your spears. Anyway, so you'll always be getting health and energy drops because the 2, I can't remember if it guarantees it or increases the chance. I'm pretty sure it just increases the chance, but it increases the chance to the point of where it's like energy is never an issue. So yeah, 2 is really good. It also resets your movement options, so if you have a bigger tile set like a hanger or something, you can throw 2, cast 2 again to teleport to your chakram, and you'll have your options back. So it's just some cool traversal stuff you could do there. The 3, also pretty good. It has, I think, a total of 5 seconds of Ilmon, 3 on cast and 2 on break. It gives you status immunity, which is the best bit about it. So it acts like a like a pseudo prime footed. But yeah, the invulnerability is nice. It's not um, like crazy broken or anything. It's just nice. The status immunity is definitely the best part about it because you don't need prime footed. But yeah, there's not much to go about it. Like it has 90% damage reduction, but it doesn't really matter at level cap. I guess at base heal path, it's basically most of your survival done. But yeah, then again, we're not playing base heal path. The 4 spears is definitely Nezha's kind of bread and butter type of thing. In a certain range, you put enemies on spears. It does technically put enemies that are overguarded onto spears, it's just that they don't stay on the spear if they keep moving. So as long as you recast the 4 quick enough, it will deal the damage to overguarded units, but you have to recast it quick enough before they can move off the spear. But yeah, the main thing with the 4 is you equip the augment. Every single heat, toxin, and slash proc, if I remember correctly, will condense into 1 hit at the end of the 4's duration. This is why we run minus duration, because with negative duration, your 4 ends really quickly, so you can nuke rooms really fast. Because obviously, the condensing of heat and toxin and slash becomes really fast. I think I had like a duration of 2.5 seconds on my 4, and I was running a rank 4 fleeting expertise. So it's basically just like a 2.5 second nuke. But yeah, it condenses heat, toxin, and slash procs, and it gives him a multiplier. So this is why we're running the Furious, because Furious obviously applies an insane amount of heat procs, especially with a status chance Riven, and each status chance or heat status that you inflict is like insanely high damage. So getting a multiplier of the 4 off of the Furious is like an insane nuke. It's very, very good. Something I forgot to mention is that pyrotechnics, so the Subsume is also really good on Nezha, because obviously that applies a lot of heat stacks, it will do a lot of damage, and it applies them to bigger areas, so it also nukes really well. It's just not the type of playstyle that I enjoyed using, so I didn't run it, but it is a very good Subsume. I think more Nezha players are running pyrotechnics than pillage, but I could be wrong. But yeah, we're running Furious for the condensed heat stacks. Yeah, it's just the combo is usually just like 4, 2, 1, spray Furious, and groups die. You're using the 1 for obviously the armor strip. You'll get like, I think with my multi augmented stacks, you get around like a 50% strip with 1 cast, and then obviously with the heat stacks, you get even more stripping. And then with the 2, you'll get damage vulnerability, and then with the 4, you'll get a final multiplier on top of all of that, so you can see how that really quickly nukes enemies. Yeah, multi-augmented arcane velocity. Arcane velocity is just buffing Furious. It really likes having arcane velocity and a Riven. So, yeah. And multi-augmented for increasing the damage multiplier. For the build, I think in solo you can get away with using 190 range. I think if you're running squads, I think running 235 is going to be the sweet spot. But yeah, you want decent strength, decent range. Efficiency and duration is where you can differ. Some people choose to use blind rage to get the higher strength value. I just don't like having to think a lot about how I'm using my 2 for energy sustain. That's why I went with fleeting expertise to get my efficiency up, so basically I will never have to worry about energy, but blind rage is an option. Duration is mostly just like, if you have higher duration, your pillage will be more consistent and it will strip faster. But at the cost of that, you'll have to recast your 4 every time to get the nuke effect. Otherwise, you'll be waiting a really long time before you kill anyone on pillars. So, yeah, it's mostly how you like playing, but I think you want to get decent range, decent strength, or decent range, high strength, and then just after that, it's more so about what you like. Rolling Guard is there because the free makes you vulnerable in operator mode. If you don't mind not using the free, you can like remove Rolling Guard and add on whatever you need. I think Rolling Guard is just nice for consistency. We're using the Panzer to prime viral because obviously that will always give every heat status that we apply, more damage, because obviously they have 10 stacks of viral, so 325% increase on the damage stacks, and then that spreads to everything on the spheres. So yeah, Nezha, really really good, just not my favorite. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. I'm mostly better now, so the video should be come back to being every 2 to 3 days. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the builds, hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and yeah, see you next time.